5 ways to be more present. So in terms of presence, I just mean not being distracted, not having days just meld into one and you have no idea what day of the week it is. Weekends feel exactly the same as your Monday to Friday, and feeling like things are just happening to you and like time is just flying by. Okay, so in terms of being present, it is about being present, being in the now, not as much in terms of the woo-woo kind of stuff or the woo-woo attitude of Om and meditation and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real presence so that you can really connect and be aware of everything that's going on and appreciate everything that's going on, as opposed to things happening and these days just flying and you turning around in weeks or potentially months to come and wondering where all the time went and kicking yourself because you wish that you'd been more present. So here are 5 ways for you to be more present right now. The first one is to limit those distractions. I know how easy it is to just sit there and be distracted by so many things right now, having been thrown into this new home environment, 24/7 home environment. We can get easily distracted. That's why working in an office was so much better for so many of us in terms of the physical difference and the physical difference in the environment that we were working in terms of the distractions, the being able to stick the Hoover around, being able to put the washing on and all that kind of stuff, in terms of the distractions, as well as all the social media, all the electronics and everything else that you have at your fingertips at home. So the first way to be more present is to get rid of as many of those distractions as you can, or at least ration yourself somehow in terms of being at home and raising your level of presence. It can be as simple as limiting distractions by being in different rooms for different purposes, in terms of the bedroom for sleeping in, the office for working in, the kitchen for cooking, etc. It's like work out what distractions are coming up for you most often and look to reduce or remove those out, okay, so that you can really connect with what you're doing rather than being distracted, because distractions cost you so much time. I think the average amount of time that it takes for you to get back to what you were doing and get back into that flow of what you were doing is roughly 17 minutes. So every time you get distracted, it can take on average 17 minutes for you to get back into that flow that you had. So imagine how much time you're saving and how much more productive you can be if you remove those distractions. So that's the first one. The second one is to pay real attention to what you're doing now, as opposed to daydreaming and thinking about stuff that's already happened in the past that you have no control over, or worrying about the future, which is something that may not even happen. So rather than thinking in the past or living in the past or living in the future, which may not even happen yet, you bring your attention down to what is happening in the now, down to connecting with the senses, all 5 and 6 senses, the 5 being sight, taste, touch, smell and feel, okay, and then the 6th one is emotions. All right, so connect with those and make sure that you're living in the now. That's one way of being really present, being in the present rather than being in the past or being in the future. You're thinking in the now. So the third way of being more present is to journal, to be more present and be more aware of how you are feeling right now, in terms of using journaling. You may not have journaled before, but it's definitely something I recommend to all of our clients, and it's to journal, to put down in black and white your thoughts on a daily basis, and it really does help you to be focused. It really helps you to gather your thoughts. It really helps you to troubleshoot and brain dump, and there's so many positives that can be said and can be had from journaling in terms of how it can help you to be more present in any given day. Okay, the fourth way is in terms of being present, it's really, rather than kind of glazing over when you're having a conversation or you're connecting with other people, to be more present, my tip is to really listen and not just wait for your turn to speak, but really listen and take on board what the other person or people are actually saying, because there's so much value in being present in those terms, in terms of listening and taking the facial features going on, the expressions, the body language. There's so much to be said for really listening, as opposed to waiting to say your thing. All right, so there's a big difference there. So that's the fourth tip, of being more present. And the fifth one is to find ways to be grateful right now. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot going on that is out of our control. However, there is still so much that is in our control, and there's also so much positivity that is still happening, and there is so much to be grateful for right now. I'm personally grateful for my health, of both myself and all my loved ones, and I'm so grateful because there are so many people that have been impacted by this outbreak that we're having, and yeah, it's just about being grateful for the safety of those around you, right? Safety of your friends, family, loved ones, all of those people in your life, in your bubble. It's about finding ways to be truly grateful in order for you to be present. So gratefulness or gratitude doesn't have to be for big things. It can be small things. It's whatever you connect with in terms of feeling grateful. All right, so they're my 5 tips, my 5 ways even, of how to be more present right now. So they were: 1, limit distractions; 2, pay attention to the now and not live in the future or the past; regularly journal. Go, and the next conversation you have, think about really listening and not just waiting for your turn to talk. And the 5th one is to find ways to be grateful on a regular basis, daily. It can just start with one thing and you can build that up, but the theory and the motive behind being grateful on any given day is the way it makes you feel in your head, because when you're feeling grateful, you can't feel any other emotions right now, and it just really is one of the highest states in terms of your vibration and your energy and the way you feel and your state of mind. When you're grateful, you can't be anything negative, and therefore you can be more present. All right, so I hope those were of help. Let me know which one resonated with you most. Hit subscribe or check out some more of these videos, and I will be back with more videos later.